Hello, welcome to the School District of Osceola County's Teacher Evaluation and Student Growth Series. In this session, we will explain the difference between the State Value Added Model, VAM, and school grades. As mentioned, the focus of this presentation is to explain how the State Value Added Model is different from school grades. To do this, I will help explain what contributes to an overall school grade and how it's calculated, what contributes to the State Value Added Model and how it is calculated, and the differences between learning gains and student expected performance. So, first things first, what contributes to an overall school grade? Well, elementary schools have 7 contributing components, while middle and K-8 schools have 9 contributing components. Finally, high schools have 10 contributing components. ELA and math learning gains are represented in each level. Dependent on the level, other contributions include achievement in science and/or social studies, graduation rate, and acceleration. Next, let's go over how the school grade is calculated. Each component is worth 100 points. The points earned for each component are added together and divided by the total number of available points to determine the percentage of points earned. The school grading percentages are as follows. Schools will receive an A grade if they earn 62% or more of the total points possible. A B will be awarded to those schools who receive 54 to 61% of the total available points. Schools that receive 41 to 53% of the total possible points will receive a C, and schools will earn a grade of D if they've received 32 to 40% of the total points possible. Finally, an F will be given to those schools who receive 31% or less of the total available points. Our next topic is to share details regarding the Value Added Model. First, what is the Florida Value Added Model? Value Added models in general are used to measure a specific impact or influence on a performance outcome. In Florida, our value-added models are used to measure the contribution of a teacher or school to student learning growth. Our value-added models do this by measuring the difference in each student's actual performance on statewide assessment from that student's expected performance, which takes into account specific student and classroom covariables that impact the learning process. The covariables that are included and approved for the Florida Value Added Model are students with disabilities status, English language learner status, gifted status, attendance, mobility, the difference from modal age and grade, which is an indicator of retention, class size, homogeneity of entering test scores in the class, and the school effect. Let's take a minute to look at the example on the right. The difference between the expected score and the actual performance represents the value added for that student. Finally, how does this all fit together? Although both the state VAM and the school grades both use state assessment data and provide a rating associated with those results, they are calculated and utilized differently. Below you will notice some of the differences between the two metrics. With the state VAM, each student receives an individualized score. Covariables are considered in the prediction of individual student results. Students are compared to like students based on covariables across the state of Florida. Now, with school grades, they're generalized learning gains based on prior FSA scores. No covariables are considered when calculating a learning gain. There's no difference or comparison of schools with similar demographics when calculating a learning gain. This concludes the teacher evaluation and student growth session on the difference between state value added model and school grades. Please feel free to submit any questions in the School District of Osceola County's Evaluation Systems email at sdocevaluationsystems@osceolaschools.net.